lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegar Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Thank you, Lady Aldori, distinguished guests. It is a great honor for me. It is with the greatest joy that I announce the founding of my barony in Dunsward. It shall be called Varnhold. But I must say that this happy event is not mine to claim alone. The stolen lands would never have yielded to me if it weren't for the valor of my friends and companions. Now I would like to introduce my right hand, a hero without whose help I wouldn't be standing here now. Please, step forward.
But, Varn, my dear friend, would you please be so kind as to explain what devil take you've been doing? I've financed this venture with my own personal funds, not to mention all the effort and time I've invested. And pray tell, what was it all for? For you to assemble the fruits of our labors and pitch the whole lot down the privy?
Fruits? I've been busy guarding these fruits from Brevoy's incessant fruit moths. But I'm a baron now. We finally have our own land. For the first time in our lives, we're independent. No one can tell us what to do. And you want to destroy everything we've achieved by inviting spies into our house? Of course! Why not? Please, do come in, eavesdrop, sniff around, take whatever you please. Cephal is generous. He said make yourself at home.
Oh, Asmodeus, please give me the patience to withstand this nonsense, or take my soul already. Varn, what are you saying? What is this independence you speak of? We depend on Restov for literally everything, from the inflow of settlers to the food to feed them. I like Jamandi no more than you do, but it will take us years to free ourselves from her influence. Right now we must bow to our patron, brag about a title we received from her very hands.
Listening to you is disgusting. Did we claw away our own piece of land, only to keep toiling away for all those... Ah, friend! You're right on time. Come, be our arbiter.
At issue is the fact that Jamandi Aldori has generously offered to Maegar the use of her envoy. And who is Jamandi Aldori? The very same one who created our barony, and who could make it disappear with a flick of her finger. An insignificant figure in the grand scheme of things, no doubt. But good Varn refused her. And to top it all off, he rather suggestively hinted that he considers every single one of Brevoy's diplomats to be spies.
What else should I consider them? Cephal, have you grown foggy in your old age? I can hardly recognize you. You've always been a hardliner. You've always put the interests of our ventures above everything else. And now you want us to roll over on our backs for the Aldori, wiggle our tails, and wait to be petted. We're an independent state now. and we shall have it known to all that we won't be ordered about.
Maegar, of course they're spies. You refused the spy in plain sight. Congratulations, well done. Now the Sword Lords will send other spies, ones we won't even be able to see. Restov has invested a great deal in our barony. He is ready to invest yet more. So why bite the hand that feeds us before the feeding is over? We could at least pretend to be humble, so long as we're still getting something for it.
Well, for one thing, that's low. By accepting Restov's handouts, we're taking on certain obligations. I know you don't care a fig for morality, but think of our reputation. Who will want to deal with us if we steal from our employers and stab them in the back?
Why do you keep saying us and our? Do I need to remind you that you're a baron now? That is the difference between you and me. You were born of a noble family, and yet even now, after receiving lands and power, you continue to think like the leader of a band of thugs. While my parents plowed the soil, and I learned to read by moonlight. But even as a snot-nosed child, I tried to think like a ruler, a king without a kingdom. After decades, my plans and schemes are finally bearing fruit. I shall not allow you to destroy everything we've created with your stupid pride.
Allies? You mean vassals. Jamandi keeps singing about freedom and independence, but that's only because it's the legal loophole she's using. In truth, she doesn't want Varnhold as an ally. She wants Varnhold as a puppet.
For once, I will agree with you, Maegar. And you, my comrade, do not be so naive. Jamandi is no friend, not to us. Brevoy is on the verge of civil war. When she sends us to die for her ambitions, she'll more than recover Brevoy's investment in us.
If you know this, then why would you kowtow to her? You may be an old fox, but she's no little sheep. You think you can deal with the devil, take what you want, and then slip away without paying?
Exactly. Asmodeus is my witness. I know more about deals with devils than you. In fact, I am accustomed to playing the devil's role myself. Deals of this sort. All right, enough arguing. What is done cannot be undone. You spoiled my game quite a bit, Maegar, and I will not forget it in a hurry. We shall try to play with the hand we were dealt. Celebrations are over. It's time for everyday life. I suggest we exchange bows with the respected hosts and set off to Varnhold. We have much work to do.
If we had a Brevin envoy with us, they'd be spying out the road to Varnhold for Jamandi.
As if Jamandi best not learn where we live. If there were an envoy with us, I would already be feeding them misinformation.
People always invent such creepy names for old ruins. I bet when the Cyclops were alive, they called that place Goat Smell Walk or something of that sort.
I highly doubt it. The ancient Cyclopes, after all, had far better taste than you.
There were complaints about merchants disappearing in this area, along with their goods. We should look into this. Over here.
Something.
Have a look. Well, that was easy. Damn it!
something here.
I do not like that Gunderson, even if he is not a spy. And mind you, I still have my doubts. Vagabonds like him always bring trouble.
I can't keep all the vagabonds from breaking their necks in the ruins. At least if he finds something interesting, he'll bring it to us, not Brevoy. I'm not sure if it's the right time for this conversation, but I just feel like chatting today. You know, while we were living like a gang of mercenaries, I never tried to make any plans for the future. Never even imagine a happy and proud picture. Myself in 10 years, who had made all his dreams come true. I considered it bad luck. Superstitious like that. And it's easier when you're not thinking about your future. It's not so scary to dash into risky situations. But I have this new title, and Varnhold. It's strange how it can change, I guess. I've started contemplating things I never used to think about before, and ask myself questions I never even used to ask. I see my warriors and companions in a new light. And you. I'm boring you, aren't I? Let's consider this a scouting mission. I'm sending out my patrols, trying to figure out if there's a chance that my vis-a-vis might decide to change her disposition towards me. To a closer one. That's a good question. Probably because just a year ago we were living from one fight to the next. And the only thing I could offer a woman was a night in my tent, and a chance to become a widow before she ever became a wife. Not a single report has ever made me so happy. Wait, who's that running after us? Aha! I see you've included everything, just as I asked. Thank you, Kiadi.
Maegar, what does this mean? Tell me, what am I to make of this?
I sent some much-needed aid to our neighbors in the Shrike Hills. They're our only possible allies in the coming carnage. Cephal, I know your opinion, but be realistic. The Aldori are not our friends. We can't count on them for help if something happens. We're expendable.
You will not preach realism to me, you naive boy. Yes, we are bargaining chips to them. That is exactly what I'm basing my politics on. A delicate contraption which you are smashing to bits. War will come to Brevoy, even you can see that. But as long as it hasn't yet begun, you can scarcely do better than pretending to be the Eldori's most loyal vassals.
They are noble, it's true. But it's the nobility of Brevoy's aristocracy. Whether they're Isian or Rostlandic, they don't welcome outsiders into their fold. I'm sorry to shatter your dreams of triumphant Aldori knights, my friend. But take this for a fact. Our lives are nothing to them.
Well said, Maegar. But if you understand this, then why not take the next logical step? Listen to me carefully, you three. Yes, Heri, this involves you too. Things are looking bad. First, the land here is fertile, but its most bountiful crop is Cyclopes' graves. Second, it shares a border with the Ovaria, well known for its epidemics. Gods forbid the wind carries the next plague here. Settlers are reluctant to come here as it is. I can scarcely blame them. Do not become too attached to Varnhold. This is but a stepping stone. Our real prize lies to the west. But what does Varn do? He sends them gifts. Better to send them assassins. Without their Baron, the Shrike Hills would descend into a struggle for power, and Silverstep and the Canelands would fall to us soon after.
Such villainy!
Do not interrupt your regent, Varn, or relieve me of the position this instant. Now, what is the most important thing here? The Aldori are afraid of unleashing war. They know that if they tried to separate from Brevoy without some kind of outside support, the Surtova would crush them. So, we must convince them that we are their most loyal allies. We will stoke the Aldori into an uprising. When the unrest picks up, we shall strike them in the back and make them fight on two fronts. While you, Your Grace, were drinking wine at the feast, I was busy acquiring a map of Nivotka's Crossing. Look at these fortifications. If we could seize this town, we'd win a significant piece of Brevik land along with it. After we've assisted the Surtova in hanging the Aldori on the gates, they will allow us to keep part of what we have seized as reward. Then we will have peace and prosperity.
Get out of my sight, Seffel. Get out! Never would the name of Maegar Varn be tarred with such abominable villainy. It never happened while I was leader of a mercenary party, and won't happen now that I'm Baron.
Great Asmodeus, what did I do to deserve this punishment? Why do I deal with you at all? I should have taken my share and retired a long time ago. I'll be off somewhere soon enough. To Absalom or Cheliax. I shall read books on the porch and drink wine, while you do whatever you want. Burn the city down and get yourself killed. Come to me later. We need to talk.
I can't believe my ears. Must the history of our country begin with such villainy? Oh, Seffel. Seffel. Well. Let the old devil cool off. I'll talk to him later. Is that all, Kiadi? I see. So, we've got a revolutionary from Galt on our hands. A tavern keeper writes us. She saw the revolutionary walking around, stirring up the people for an uprising. Well, you're the general. You go and deal with it. Talk to the tavern keeper. Find out where to look for this instigator. Well, far be it from me to teach you how to do your job. When you finish, report back to me. By the gods, what a worry. Uprisings, intrigues, these damn letters. That Gunderson and his bracelet. And the Baron has to see to all of that, and listen to everyone's complaints while he's at it. What a nuisance. Cannibals? In my lands? I can't believe it. Just let me get my hands on the scum, I'll have their heads.
You are right to withhold judgment on unproven accusations. Your job is to find out the truth and conduct a fair trial. You cannot pronounce a sentence unless you ascertain there was a crime.
For many centuries, the dead Cyclops have slept peacefully in their graves. Oh, why did they have to wake up now when we showed up?
Looks like an act of magical sabotage to me. And guess who the prime suspect is? Our dear western neighbor. Now that our wastelands have been turned into farmlands, Dunswan has become a tasty pie, and everyone wants a piece.
I'll go ahead.
Attack!
To battle and victory!
Inimosi travisi.
Forwards!
A solid plan.
Stab their backs. Your death awaits.
Fight me!
Aim carefully!
Forwards!
Cover me! I'll loot your corpse.
Victory is near!
Let us bide our time.
We should move.
I will not be trifled with.
I shall not fail.
I will not be trifled with.
Inimosi travisi.
Our duty calls.
What is it?
They dare threaten me? Your death awaits. Stab their backs.
Aboran center.
Press on!
Attack!
I'll loot your corpse. Cover me! Your luck's run out.
Aim carefully.
Believe in yourselves!
A solid plan.
Religion does not die easily. Today they renounce Charon, and tomorrow they rush back to his embrace. They may only have sown the seeds for a future riot.
we'll appoint a trusted cleric as the new leader of the village. Someone to make sure the cultists don't return to their old ways.
Unless you plan to fight the next battle without my best spells, we need to rest.
Enemy near.
Are you all right? You screamed in your sleep. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to wake you. Nightmares, huh? I too had dark dreams. My eyes ached when I awoke as if scavengers tried to peck them out while I slept. What have we gotten ourselves into? Let's hope we'll go down to that tomb today and finally get some answers. We haven't really talked since that walk through Varnhold. I can't believe it happened so recently. That was before daily life was filled with Charon's cultists and centaurs, evil legends and ancient threats. I know it's not the best moment, but we might never get another one. How do you feel about me now? About us, I mean. Because you see, if I build up this fantasy about gentle knights and blissful embraces, and go off to fight some unknown evil in a dark dungeon, and then, what if we win, and it turns out that none of it is true? In that case, I'd be a little disappointed. How about this, then? I've always been better with actions than words. Let's go. We'll have time for all this, after we save everyone and destroy the ancient evil that lurks in the dungeon.
Varn, do not be rash. I need time to examine the portal and the magic in the area. I must...
We're out of time. The citizens of the town can still be saved, but we must act at once. However, we cannot go through the portal together. The greatest danger may still wait for us here in the dungeon. You, my general, must take command of the rest of the group. Root out at any cost what has been hiding itself away in this dungeon. Varnhold is my town, and my responsibility. I know. I wouldn't be trusting in you if I thought anything else. We've been through worse, right, fellows? Good luck to each of you. Keep count of how many foes you defeat. When we meet again, we'll boast our tallies. And the loser is buying the drinks. I will be waiting for you at the victory celebration in Varnhold. Be sure I will not fail. Not now when I have something to lose. And something to fight for to my dying breath.
Bravo. That was an exceptional victory. Not many mortals would have managed to get this far. Not to mention killing 2 of my vassals. I'm impressed. Such feats deserve a reward. Call me the Horned Hunter. I have other names, but today you'll have to make do with that one. I am the true creator and master of this dungeon. Is there anything else you wish to ask me? You may do so. You have earned the right. We are on another plane, the world of Fae. It is often called the First World. Or do you mean the dungeon through which you've just passed? This is Lost Larn Keep, my gate between the 2 worlds. Once it was a castle of the proud Taldan Empire. Then it became the zoo of a sorceress who dreamed of other worlds. And finally it became my toy. I hid it under the ground and quietly persuaded the locals that this is the resting place of their precious Cyclops leader. Me? Nothing. That horrible vision your commander saw was merely that, a vision. When he returned home, he found Varnhold safe and sound. The wizard followed him. The 2 were about to muster a force to dig you up, but suddenly changed their minds and went elsewhere. Indeed, they've only just set off. Many exciting adventures await them. Would you believe me if I told you I did it on a whim? As a joke? Would you believe that I've been playing this game for ages just to see the expression on your face? You are so discerning. Yes, there is a larger game, and you have played your part in it. Nevertheless, I do enjoy this delicious moment. My long-term plans are not so distracting that I miss the beauty of fleeting events. I swear I am enjoying this conversation like a glass of 1,000-year-old wine. Oh no, both exist. They're not far from here, in the mountains to the southwest. I'll tell you more. The dusty lich has already awakened and the hunt for his treasure begins, but alas, he will not be joining the others. Ah, if you only knew what a wonderful endgame I have planned. You know what? I guess there's no harm in telling you that secret as well. But first, try to guess. Who was the key piece in the game of chess I played at Varnhold? Exactly! The entire chain of events, everything that has happened and what will happen, was put in motion by Gunderson. That tireless knight, small but quick, keeps jumping onto squares where he's not expected. It was I who pointed the way to the tomb of the Cyclops ruler. Without me, he might have wandered through the mountains for the rest of his life. I summoned the darkness that opened the gates of the tomb. I led him to the treasury, from which he took but one bracelet, or rather a ring from a sleeping finger. The sleeper immediately felt the thief, awoke from his death-like slumber, roused his servants, and set them forth on a chase. Such a knight's move would make any chessmaster jealous. Just don't ask me why I did it or what's going to happen next. What kind of player would I be if I revealed all my plans? But believe me, with each day the stakes rise higher. The game grows more and more interesting. You haven't found what you seek here, but you still deserve a reward. I know what it is you really want most in your heart, and I will make that wish come true. Deep down, you truly are a hero, aren't you? You don't like making deals with monsters and the followers of dark gods. You seek power, but not to impose your will onto others, no. You need it to destroy the monsters. Well, I can grant you this power. Take it from my hand, and become the defender that Varnhold deserves. As long as there are monsters in the world, it will need a hero. As long as that hero stands guard, the torrent of monsters will be unrelenting. You shall defend Varnhold without rest or sleep until the master of these lands allows you to leave your post.
Victory!
We shall overcome!
Alive. Praise Desna, she's alive, though exhausted. I don't know what I would do if I'd lost her. Looks like she stood guard here all this time, fighting monsters day after day, month after month, without sleep or rest. I don't know how this is possible, but this insane dungeon is filled with wild, unexplainable magic. In any case, whatever spell was cast on her, I think we've broken it. She's free again, and with me. I don't know. You saw everything I did. It closed when we defeated the monsters. Maybe we broke some spell without knowing it. Or it was closed by the same person who opened it. Is it the same person who created this insane fortress? I thought I heard someone's voice. The bones that are scattered here. This broken equipment. I recognize the armor and swords. Indeed. I bought them myself. For the party that breathed their last breath right where we stand. I'm afraid no one survived. Before I follow you to the capital, my general and I will give them their final honors. We haven't looked through all the rooms. You can search the rest if you like, while I've found everything I was looking for. If you'll allow me, I will stay here for a while. The guard has sleep. Don't wait for me. Return to the capital. We will follow you as soon as she awakens.
Maegar Varn and his beloved, after distinguishing themselves in the battle for the kingdom, soon celebrated their wedding. Half the capital was invited, but they weren't ready to settle down and have already set off with another party of mercenaries. They've come to the aid of our kingdom on multiple occasions, but they're famous for their adventures in the most dangerous regions of Golarion, protecting peaceful towns from the undead and monsters.